Hi. It's still February 11th. I think I had mentioned that I woke up late. For me, it's late. Woke up around 11 and just felt the heaviness and got emotional and just wanted to meditate. I didn't go to the post office like I wanted to. I took a shower, to try to do like a little moon ritual, new moon ritual, and just being mindful of, just cleansing myself, really. Got out by the time, it was time for me to get going. It was like 2. No, it's gonna be 3, and I thought, it was like 10 minutes to 3, and I thought, could I really push myself and run all these errands? Or I really wanted to earth, so I just took my ginger chew and my collagen lemon drink, and I was like, I just want to go outside. So I went outside to visit Tree. Because the sun peaks around 3, in terms of like the warmth, when it's warm. And it's still pretty chilly out, so went out there, sat by my tree. Of course, took my book. And I was just thinking about, I was just sad, just feeling sad. And then I read this part where he talks about how people go to meditation centers to get away from society without realizing that they bring everything with them, right? All our hurts, our dark sides, the things we haven't healed, thinking that if we just step away, right, we create barriers, that we'll be fine. And then the reality is they get to the meditation centers, and I guess because they're so isolated, like the people there are just, they keep to themselves, right? It's a lot of inner work, that there's more of that frustration with that process, and they feel worse because they're wanting to feel, right? They're trying to fill a void, right? Like I had talked about yesterday or early this morning about, our dark sides and this lack, right? We want to fill this void of maybe belonging. And then he talks about how careful we have to be about how we uproot ourselves. If we uproot ourselves from society, to be careful when we disconnect, right, from society. That's really what it is. Uprooting, you're disconnecting. Because then when you try to reconnect, it can be challenging. And I thought immediately, the foster kids, right? I used to work with foster children and adoptions. And even in mental health, a lot of the kids that we see are foster kids, right? In the system. Kids growing up in the system. And if we're fortunate enough, we'll see the kids of the kids who we once, worked with, or were part of that system, right? And just seeing the cycle repeat itself. And he talks about how when we uproot ourselves, disconnect, that we can't really help society. We can't help each other when we do that. We have to kind of implant ourselves back, right? And how to do that. And then the part that really, so that resonated, right? Because I'm kind of like, well, I'm supposed to be not hibernating, what's the word? distancing, isolating, because supposedly I got exposed. I feel fine. We're a weekend, right? Tomorrow's gonna be Friday. I feel fine. I'm gonna reach out to my cousin to see if they're okay with me just being fine for a week, or if they still want me to wait one more week. But in terms of taking this stuff to TJ. But anyways, what's going on with that? Oh, I've been isolating, basically, right? I mean, I go to my tree, but it's community's tree. It's like my backyard. And that's where I do, like, I'll picnic there, I'll take my book there, I'll walk around tree or dance. Lately I haven't been dancing, I've just been sitting and thinking and reflecting and just being. And I had the thought of, okay, right? Thinking about this trip to Spain, where I'm being drawn to. The Canary Islands, actually. I'm being drawn to the Canary Islands. I didn't put that as one of my spots, but I know I want to get there when I get there at some point. And just this thought of, you know, my background in mental health and this whole mind-body experience, which, by the way, already exists. Like I mentioned before, like, I'm coming across more and more people that are already talking about this, and so that realization of, like, people are already trying to advocate for it. They're already trying to put a voice out there for it, and thinking to myself, one of those gentlemen is Dr. Gabe, no, my cousin sent me the link. I started listening. It's the same thing. And he specializes in addictions, but he was talking about the connection between stress, right? And just the healing, the inner work. And so I'm going to post a link to him as well, in this vlog, but it just made me sad to know that, you know, amongst the chaos of the world, of society, different societies, because not all societies are the same. This particular society, there's people trying to break through with this information, and it saddens me that we're just so caught up in our fears, our own dark sides, and our own rigidness, right? That we're not allowing it to come in, this information to come in, this healing to come in, because there's so much fear around change. There's so much fear around looking within, being with our own thoughts, someone once said, right? We're afraid to be left alone to our own thoughts, to our own feelings. So there's all these distractions, whether it's work, TV, video games, movies, our phones, too many activities that we sign up for, too many tasks. How many times do we really have these opportunities to just sit with ourselves, you know, with our thoughts, with our feelings, to just sit with it? So I was saddened by that, and then I happened to read right after that a snippet where he says, "I have learned that many of the Buddhist practitioners in America are young and intellectual, and have come to Buddhism not by the door of faith, but by the door of psychology. I know people in the Western world suffer a great deal psychologically, and that is why many have become Buddhist, practicing meditation in order to solve psychological problems. Many are still in society, but some have been uprooted. Having lived for quite some time in this society, I myself feel that I cannot get along with this society very well. There are so many things that make me want to withdraw, to go back to myself, but my practice helps me remain in society because I am aware that if I leave society, I will not be able to help change it. I hope that those who are practicing Buddhism succeed in keeping their feet on earth, staying in society. That is our hope for peace. And I'm thinking about Christianity, right? That's my background. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, like, you know, the 10 Commandments, right? Thou love your neighbor, right? How can I love my neighbor if I choose to run away from my neighbor? You know? How can I shine my light if I'm trying to cover it up or isolate, keep myself in a, or keep myself distracted, or keep myself too busy to not make the time, to not make the time. So I got sad. So it's just like, so I look up, and you know, it's beautiful outside. The sun's warm, barefoot. The wind is starting to blow gently, just enough to where the branches start moving at the top, right? And I just start thinking of the ripple effect, right? I've mentioned it before, this ripple effect. We can all create this ripple effect around us. And I look up and I see the wind, and I'm like, how one like little breeze, right, does a ripple effect of like the branches just swaying to the side. And because the branches sway, some of the dead leaves, right, we're still in between, we're in the transition of winter and spring. Some of the dead leaves on this tree, you know, fall off. Some birds get shooken up. And thinking, okay, there's a ripple effect. We all have that, right? Reminding myself. I can't worry about the big world, you know, just my ripple effect. how I can, you know, how I can do that. That's all I have control over, right? And then really, ultimately, it's with me. Because how can I show love to someone else if I don't love myself? All of myself. Because the moment someone triggers me, if I haven't done my healing, I might say something or do something that might hurt this person back. And now my energy is being exerted in a way where it's not for good, you know? And then, in that moment, God sends me a little hummingbird. And I was just so excited when I saw it, because it was just like, it landed right on the branch, right above me. And I was just like, oh, that's so neat. I've never seen a hummingbird not moving, right? It like buzzed and then it stopped on the branch. I was like, oh, wow. Just watching it, and I can see the little piquito, right? Its nose. And then it reminded me of a painting that I did. I think I was in first grade. It was a hummingbird. And I remember it got like a nice little award because I guess I did it really realistically. Like I have the vision of it. I don't know what happened to that painting or that drawing. But I remember I really liked it. And it was a hummingbird. I thought of that. I think I was like in first grade. But it just made me smile. I think they're good luck. I haven't looked them up yet. That was my afternoon. Just thought, you know, just gonna make time today for me. Not answer any phone calls. I think I might have posted on Instagram. Just because I've been trying to like be consistent with my earthing, you know, keep myself accountable. make at least 10 minutes of my time. And then, you know, I think I mentioned it before in another video about, you know, some people have kids and it just time consuming, but you know, when we run our errands, you could just sit in the car after you buy your groceries and just be present for 10 minutes, you know, park next to a tree and sit outside that tree, outside your car, and just people watch. I love people watching. Sometimes I just like to watch people and what they do. It's fascinating what you can learn when you just sit and watch and listen. And you realize you're a part of this world. You have it all. You have it all. When you take those 10 minutes and realize you have it all. You do. We have it all. And then there's gratitude in that moment, for that realization, for that moment. Not worrying about the future, not preparing, not running away from the past, not grieving, just being. I was grateful. I'm grateful for that time. I hope you find some time. Make some time. Even if it's 10 minutes. Guys, have a good one. Hi. My name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me. So take care.